Yo, welcome everybody to the virtual man cave, man. You know how we do. It's the station, the network. We don't know what we're gonna call it yet, but when we find out, we're definitely gonna let you know. But tonight is the night of a wonderful episode of the weekly rundown of MLB with Nate the Great, yo. Nate, what's good, family?
And I'm chilling, maintaining. Glad you ready for this little 3 day weekend.
That's what's up. Yo, Art, what's good, family?
What's going on?
Ain't much. What you
Kevin
eating,
Hart.
bro? You know I be plate checking. What you eating?
It ain't nothing healthy tonight. I'm gonna keep it real with you.
See, listen, you talking to them, you act like I'm a health guru or something. You the health guru, not me. Shit, what you snacking on? Don't be telling what you eating, a Snicker bar or something.
Nah,
He
man.
can't do it. He can't do a health show and then be talking about eating unhealthy, man.
Oh man, you eating the worst thing in the world. You eating a corn dog?
Hey, it's
All right.
10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock. We just got home from church. Ain't nobody cooked nothing.
Yo, the Lord love you. He don't want you to eat no corn dog. Jesus ain't dying the cross when you eat a corn dog. There's better options in life, man. Come on, man. You done broke the 12th commandment. Eating corn dogs. You too old for that. Your stomach can't process that, bro. You're gonna be hurt. You hurt. You hurt. My bad, y'all. I didn't mean to go. Look, he had to go off camera.
Knowing
My
good,
bad.
knowing good and well, they got to get up by 10 to go to Target in the morning or something like that.
Exactly. You're gonna be in a public bathroom, boo boo.
Yeah, like, hold on. Can we make it 11? Can we make it?
Yo, man. See, listen, this is what's so wonderful about the virtual man cave. You never know what you're going to get when you start the show with what's going on, man, because we are some straight clowns. We are some fools. And if you like entertainment like this, we have the whole crew on the show every Saturday, which is going to be tomorrow night at around 10:30-ish around this time, yo, which is me, the one and only Model Citizen J, Nate the Great, Arthur Sobers, a.k.a. the Panamanian Professor, a.k.a. Luke Cage, the health guru. We got Leo the superhero. We got Troy the chef. We got D Rigger, a.k.a. Unk. And we got the mayor, Corey, yo, when he pulls up every once in a while when he's not out there saving the world politicking, yo. So that's every Saturday night at 10:30, yo. Please tap in, tune in. And while I'm running the promo, if you're over there on the on the YouTube channel, please hit the notification bell so you can know about all the wonderful shows and programs we got on this station. And make sure you hit the like button because you let us know that you like the entertainment, what you got going on. And leave a comment. Let us know where you're from, where you're at, what's going on, and what time you tuned in, and what's your favorite part of the show. And now that since we got out of the way, Nate, you know how we start the show off, man. It's always a recap of the last week games, yo. Arthur, you all right? Your corn dog is good, bro.
He just went ahead and polished that off real quick. He'll be back.
Yeah.
I'm
Man.
back.
Yeah. I know you're gonna be back in like 20 minutes. You're gonna go to the bathroom, bro. Yeah, I guarantee you, Arthur gonna grab his stomach before the show is over. And Art, I want to say, thank you for the support every week because when you come on the show, you always got on the Mets blue or orange. Thank you, my good brother.
And we ain't even 5 minutes into the show yet.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know it's funny. I looked up at the time to see if you was right, Nate, and you are correct. Yo. But don't be time checking, yo. Let's get to this first highlight since you time checking.
Renaissance Festival. Dub bleed swings through strike one. No, the bat gets sheared in half. Appeal to first. Bleed acting like it's a check swing, and he's as confused as everybody else is.
What in the world was that?
That's one of them situations where I say he probably didn't really check his bat before he went up to hit, and then noticed that he had a crack in his bat. That's most likely what it was.
That looked like a cheap bat. That's what it looked like.
See, sometimes you can use your bat, and if you don't, that's why guys always look at their bats after every at bat to make sure there's no cracks or anything in it, because that could have been a small crack just building, and then when he went to go take that swing, that was it. Bat just said, "We done."
Yeah, so that's why it pays not to cheat, ladies and gentlemen. Because if you cheat and you got a cork bat and something like that happens, you're out of here. It's a done deal.
And this week you'll see on the videos added a little humor to the highlights this week too as well.
Oh, okay, you know we need some good laughs. People had a long work week.
He ran into the foot. Yo, what's up?
I think you've seen it all, Michael.
Wow, he just ran into Garcia's foot. Now he's checking out Freed, and the hole that Freed lands in. He's at the 30. He's at the 20.
Oh, he hesitated. He got the pay dirt, though, Cody.
Yeah,
Didn't this once give the Yankees luck? They nicknamed Scooter or something?
Good luck catching that thing in the open field. I don't like your chances. What a way to spend a Friday night, huh, Cody?
Wow. That's no ordinary squirrel. That's a Bronx squirrel. He's trying to find some escape.
Exactly. See, listen, before we go to the next you heard me. Listen, that's a Bronx squirrel. There's something irregular about the squirrels in the Bronx. Everything in the Bronx ain't right. It starts with the Yankees. Yankees, you know.
Well, I ain't from the Bronx, but I'm a Yankees fan, so I don't appreciate
Right.
That means you're affiliated. That's why you eating corn dogs at 10:53 at night, you know, on Friday, you know, after church. Like we gonna talk about that, Arthur. We're gonna talk about that next Wednesday. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we talk about it.
Yeah, so listen, y'all. Every Wednesday, Arthur, you know, we do a podcast, you know, the Health and Wellness podcast with Arthur Sobers III. You know, he's gonna give you some health tips and stuff and foods to eat and what not to eat. I am the one who eats unhealthy. I'm the one, you know, who eats semi-unhealthy, I'll say. But even my unhealthy self will not eat a corn dog, yo. That's crazy. That's diabolical. That's worse than the squirrel running around in the Bronx, yo.
We ain't from the Bronx, man. It don't hurt our feelings, man.
Right. That's the other people in the chat.
You know what I'm saying?
This ain't got no value.
What the hell is that?
I don't know. That's the video you shared.
What does it even show?
That was the video. Listen, I'm only sharing the videos you send. You send some sparkling stuff. I'll share the sparkling stuff.
I don't even know where that came from. That might have been possible that
I am a hot dog. The dog wants the dog. Just give me one bite. Just one bite. Come on. I'll share it with you.
I mean, it's got a pickle relish bandana. What do you expect?
Don't tease him like that. Just give him a bite.
Yeah,
Was that a Chicago? Was that a Chicago dog?
Hot dog. The dog.
nah, that was at the Orioles game.
Just give me one bite. Just one bite. Come on. I'll share it with you.
I mean, it's got a pickle relish bandana. What do you expect?
Don't tease him like that. Just give him a bite.
Yeah, Arthur, you'd have been better eating that tonight instead of a corn dog, bro.
You know, it's funny that you mentioned that though, Arthur, because while watching the Yankees and the White Sox tonight, they were showing the Chicago dog because they in Chicago, and they were showing the Chicago dog. I was like, I ain't gonna lie, I was like, yeah, I could go for one of those right about now. And I don't even eat those like that no more.
Man,
Yeah.
all that stuff on that hot dog, man. All I need is mustard and relish, man.
Yeah, they say it's disrespect to put ketchup on there.
For real?
Yeah, it's disrespect.
Well, I guess I'm disrespectful then because I'm putting ketchup on a hot dog, bro.
Well, I only like ketchup, so
Don't say that out loud ever again. You eating corn dogs and you don't like ketchup? What's wrong with you? Who are you? I swear, the more I know about you, the least I like you. The less I like you, bro. But now, when I first moved out here, though, down south, you know how in New York you get a hot dog, you know what I'm saying, with sauerkraut on it, right?
yeah.
So I came down here, I tried to get a hot dog with sauerkraut on it. They looked at me like, sour what? Sour who? On a hot dog? Yo, that's crazy.
I'm gonna tell you what bugged me out, man. Cats was putting chili and coleslaw on a hot dog.
Yo, exactly. I was the same way, Arthur, until I tried it.
I like chili. I don't like the coleslaw. I like the chili.
Yo, I tried it, Nate. I tried it. I ain't even gonna hold you. I was against it until I ate one. It was a wrap, son. I became a fan. I mean, I still love sauerkraut, some ketchup, and some mustard, not the yellow kind, like the dirty yellow, the spicy mustard.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way I can eat a real good hot dog, yo.
Yeah, all I need is mustard. That same here. Mustard and relish. That's all I need.
See,
I
relish
didn't
is
start like.
Yeah, relish.
Arthur, we're gonna talk about your food choices.
Oh,
Hey, what were you about to say? You like relish too? Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I didn't start liking sauerkraut till I became an adult. I couldn't eat it for nothing when we were kids. When my mom and them we used to go get one and she had the sauerkraut on it, yo, I spent at least 5 minutes just picking off all the sauerkraut. I hated it.
Wow, you crazy. Your mother should have adopted me when she went to baseball games and got hot dogs, you know. Should have left you at home plucking off sauerkraut. What's wrong? What is wrong with you guys, man? Hold up. I can't even show the next video. What is wrong with you guys? Sauerkraut, and this guy don't like ketchup, but he eats corn dogs.
I'm telling you, you know why I don't like ketchup? It's White Castle's fault.
Because you're from Panama. That's why.
Nah, Panamanians love ketchup.
Exactly. So you're not even a real Panamanian, son. See, you got your ancestors turning over in their grave, yo.
Hey Art, I'm sensing some White Castle slander about to come. We will only tolerate a little bit of White Castle slander.
No, I still eat the slice, but shoot, how old was I? I can't even remember. But I said I wanted ketchup, right, with my fries. I'm thinking they're gonna give me ketchup packets. They smothered my fries in ketchup and gave me a fork, and it was straight mush.
Nah, that's because they knew you was black. They did it like the Chinese restaurant, bro. See, they were showing you love and you ain't appreciate it. Wow, you foul for that.
And then what'd you say?
I said you foul for that. They were showing you love. They said, Brody wants some ketchup. I got you, son. You wanted Chinese food style, New York style. You a fake New Yorker. Wow. Come on, tell me more, Art. Tell me more, man. We're gonna have a whole 3-hour show next week on Wednesday.
This is incredible.
Nah,
You can actually see a flap on the
like
ball from where Naylor's bat cut the ball.
I mean, because he hit it not with the side of the bat, but the very end of the bat. That's what cuts the baseball. Look at that.
Hold up, we gotta watch that again.
This is incredible.
You can actually see a flap on the ball from where Naylor's bat cut the ball.
I mean, because he hit it not with the side of the bat, but the very end of the bat. That's what cuts the baseball. Look at that.
Yeah, he a ninja.
how hard are you swinging to cut a ball in half with the tip of the bat?
We're actually going to discuss something about the whole cutting the baseball later. It's a video out. We're gonna hear from an all-time one of the Hall of Famers, and then we'll talk a little bit about that as well.
Okay.
Cool.
See, maybe having everything all lined up. Professional. That's why we call you Nate the Great, yo.
Runner on the 2-2. Off the plate, and they throw it down to third. Walcott coming home. The throw. He's safe.
Wow.
Oh, do you believe it? How about the 19-year-old?
He's been chased by a dog before. We gotta watch that again.
Important runner on base here. The 2-2. Off the plate away. They throw down to third. Walcott coming home. The throw. He's safe. Oh, do you believe it?
Hey, I'm glad you replayed that, because I was gonna say, how was he safe at home when the catcher had the ball? I didn't realize the catcher threw it to third.
Yo, what team was that, Nate?
That was it looked like the Tacoma Rainiers. I could be off a little bit because I saw the name and I meant to write it down so I could. But it's one of the minor league teams.
Okay, because the jerseys was tough.
No, I'm sorry, the River Cats. That's who it was.
And that kid was 19?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he grew up being chased by dogs, man. He had that I'm not gonna get bit by dog speed. We've been there before a day in our life, yo. Don't act like you've been there.
And sharply, what a snag by Correa. Carlos Correa taking one away from Ryan Malcolm for the first inning.
See that platinum glove traveled. He's getting a chance to play the hockey.
Yeah, I hope people realize the athleticism it takes to play baseball, yo, because my homie just did a tuck and roll, got up on one knee, and just gunned him down at first base, yo. You know what I'm saying? And between first and third, what's that, like 120 feet, Nate?
180.
180? I was 60 or 60 feet off.
I mean, 270 technically, because all the way around is 360.
Well, I mean, I'll give him some space because I know he was off the bag and stuff like that. He wasn't throwing it from the corner a third to first. So yeah, I like 160, 180. You know.
What's the distance from home to first?
90. Each base is 90.
Okay.
Wow. Why you trying to see how fast you're gonna run from home to first? You ain't gonna get there far because you eating corn dogs. But if you start eating ketchup though, you might be able to gain some speed because you know ketchup, got tomato in it, so it's a fruit. So you're actually eating fruit. It's healthy. Did you know that?
I knew that. Oh, you really salty about me not liking ketchup, dude. Like,
yeah, I'm being real with you. I'm really salty that you ate a corn dog, man. Like that's what I'm really mad about. I ain't even gonna hold you. Like, my homie ate a corn dog and he's like 55 years old.
This from a dude that drink a gallon of Mountain Dew a day. See, look at him.
At least I'm consistent, bro. You don't eat corn dogs. You're the healthy one out the crew.
No, I don't eat corn dogs. I don't.
If you the one that start eating corn dogs and you the healthy one, we all in trouble. Because we all eat horrible and you eat healthy.
But think about it like this. That's like, I won't do another one for I don't know. But
exactly. See, don't lie. You're going to eat another one before you go to bed tonight, bro. You're probably going to eat one tomorrow.
Nah, I'm not.
Yo, Nate, I think he low-key eat corn dogs on the low, yo. He's a corn dog connoisseur, yo. It's all right. It's all right, Art. If you eat corn dogs, you eat corn dogs.
Nate show. How did this become a moratorium on me eating a corn dog, man? Come on.
Because you got on air eating corn dog, bro. Ain't nobody tell you get on air. You do listen, ain't nobody force you to log on eating a corn dog. You chose to do that, yo. You know I plate check. And you over there eating the damn. Yeah, look, now listen.
No, hold on.
You about to get jumped by some mosquitoes because you ate a corn dog.
Onyx, come here. What the heck?
He mad because you ate a corn dog. He don't want to hang out with you. He like, your dad, you eating corn dogs, yo. 55 years old. We don't do that.
And I'm not 55, man. Don't do that.
Oh. A long throw and a dig out, and they got it.
Unbelievable.
I mean, I don't agree with that.
Man, Order runs really well.
Well, now he was right.
Willie Adames makes a spectacular play. The only way that he could, he goes off his right foot up in the air, and a one-hop dug out nicely by Devers.
All right, that was smooth. All right, you eating another corn dog?
Nope.
Lying. You just left church. Don't lie, yo.
Major bobble right there at the end. He manages to get a grip on it.
Oh,
yeah, you got to be slow.
It looked like it may have gone through the webbing of the gloves.
Oh, he need a new glove.
There was a major bobble right there at the end.
He went through the web of the glove.
Get a grip on it.
You make too much money to have a broken glove.
Might have been out anyway.
Well, when the glove is broken in, you want to keep using that glove.
Yeah, a lot easier.
Yeah, you don't, because it takes a good 2-3 months to break a glove in.
Yo, bro, they make millions of dollars. They glove should never break, son. I'm not trying to hear that. You gotta have gloves in reserve. You gotta have a glove, a backup glove for your backup glove in reserve.
Oh, they do. They do. Most players at least carry 2 to 3 gloves for backup if they need to.
So that's what I mean, man. You got a glove check. If you got to check your bat, you got a glove check. Nah, bro, I'm not. Nah, that's incompetent. Sub, and you first base too. You over here, Ricky, fumbling, mumbling.
I mean, he still got the out though.
Yeah, he still
lucky. He got lucky. I ain't trying to play that. What? No. We ain't doing that again. No. You get paid too much, bro. So y'all be defending them, defending their mistakes. I get it. Yankee fans and corn dog eater.
Dude, they've been playing over the whole season. That glove is going to start wearing out.
Hey, that's why you glove check and you know what I'm saying, you rotate your gloves. You got to rotate.
You know how many plays there's been over the last week or two where a ball just went right straight through the webbing? It happens, man.
Nah, I'm not trying to. Not when you make millions of dollars, bro. It don't happen. It's not
just like when you're a hooper and you go through your sneakers.
It's not supposed. Well, I mean that's different though, because you got extra sneakers.
Now it's a defense.
You damn right.
Hey,
because ain't no basketball slander.
You want to hear something? I broke a face mask playing football.
I mean that's because you a savage, Arthur. You probably ripped it off your face.
Which means the person he hit had a concussion and was in a coma for 2 weeks.
Probably knowing Arthur, yo. That's that corn dog energy. That's that corn dog rage, yo. That's what happens when you eat too many corn dogs. You rage out and break your face, man.
To left field. How much is on it? It is over the wall and gone.
Okay.
Back-to-back days with a 3-run home run.
Hey, Nate, I got a question, man.
Yeah, Gino is officially up.
So how come on every level but the major league level, or can you? Well, let me rephrase that. Well, no, let me ask a question. Every level but the major league level, people use aluminum bats. Can you not use aluminum bats at the major league level?
No, it's against regulation.
Nah,
and why is that?
It's just I don't know why. I can't tell you off the top of my head. I had to look it up to see why, but they've always used the wooden bats once you got to the major levels.
I think it's because you hit it too hard, yo. Pause.
You know, I knew the answer to that a long time ago. Like, you threw me off with that one. I wasn't ready for that one. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Oh snap! You stumped Nate, yo. The baseball almanac, yo.
Oh, he googling it right now, though.
Yeah, you keep playing the videos. I'm at least gonna provide the answer. You know, you can't go the whole show just don't provide the answer.
Oh yeah, I know. I was just making sure I had the videos up and whatnot.
Because I've noticed that years ago, but I never really I thought it was a choice that they used wooden bats in the major leagues.
Going back to the center field wall and taking a grand slam away.
3-1. In the air to center field. Laureano going back onto the warning track. Leaps and makes the catch at the wall. Tagging at third as Otani will score. But what a catch by Ramon Laureano in right center. They robbed him of a grand slam.
What can't Ramon Laureano do right now?
Yeah, you know that was definitely played basketball growing up.
Yeah,
basketball had to be his second sport because you saw the way he jumped. That was I'm about to reverse layup on you jump right there.
That was a snagging the rebound. Hey, look, That was a give me that.
Yeah, that was either I got a rebound, I'm pulling it in on reverse leg, get the contact layup on you. You wouldn't know nothing about that, Nate, because you play baseball. You know, it ain't bad. It ain't on baseball.
He was smooth with it though. He caught it and snatched it.
This one hit hard to the gap. Robert Jr. Oh my! Another diving catch by Robert Jr. He does it better in center field and La Pantera.
Well, that was a great run. Once
That's
again,
crazy.
an outstanding break. It's time for today's high-speed play of the game presented by.
Yeah, homie, he done ran from police before. That's how I'm trying to go to jail speed. He was out. Arthur with his 12th corn dog tonight. Yo, every time he goes off air, y'all, he's eating a corn dog. I just want to let you know. Spin tag. What's this about right here?
William Contreras. Unbelievable body control by William Contreras. Clearly out of home plate. I'll tell you what, this guy playing at a different level right now. Saves a third error in the inning. The bat is right there as well.
Yeah, son is a ninja.
Yeah, because normally you'll see the catcher do the normal swipe. Instead, he decided it might be a better option to be the tag by turning around the opposite way, which actually did work out for him.
Yeah, it worked out for him. He played the angle.
Either he a ninja or he breakdance or something.
He played the angle.
And that's William Contreras of the Milwaukee Brewers, not to be confused with Wilson Contreras of the St. Louis Cardinals, who we will see later on. Who we will see a little shorter later on in the show.
Are they related?
No. People with the same last name.
Hurt my feelings.
Marte to make the catch, taking it third. Alvarez, he's coming home. The throw by Marte, and he is out at the plate. Oh, wow, what a throw. Marte on the fly to Singer, who put down the tag for the double play. Starling Marte making only his start in the outfield this season, and he made a perfect throw home, and it had to be perfect to get Alvarez, and he is out at the plate.
I like to work at you.
I got another question.
To make the catch, taking it third. Alvarez, he's coming home. The throw by Marte, and he is out at the plate. Oh, wow, the throw. Marte on the fly to Singer, who put down the tag for the double play. Starling Marte.
See how you covering the plate? That's how you cover the plate.
And he
made
go home, and it had to be perfect to get Alvarez, and he is out at the plate.
Now, I'd like to make a correction real quick as Jay admires over a New York Mets highlight. I was mixing them up with two other brothers that had that last name, but yes, Wilson and William are brothers.
Oh, they are brothers? Oh, all right. Yeah, but
and the answer to your other question, Art, they don't use aluminum bats for player safety due to that's right. That's what it is, because the increased ball speed from using an aluminum bat and how that ball will come off the bat. That's the main reason why they use wooden bats.
Okay.
And it's also better. It's a better sound, and it helps players better with developing their hitting as opposed to using aluminum bats.
Yeah, but we're not going to gloss over that beautiful Mets play highlight that we just saw. You know what I'm saying? Like that was dope right there. That was dope. You heard that, the perfect play, the perfect throw. Amazing. What's simply amazing. But Art, what was your question though? Okay, he got his mic on mute. He's getting in trouble right now.
You having an old man moment.
He's getting in trouble. He's getting yelled at.
Hold tight.
Yeah, I know. You're getting in trouble. Let's see.
Sorry about that, little man.
Yeah, in front, and there's that big sweeper, almost like a 10-4 type movement for Nolan McLean.
Excellent tight sweeper. It's hard to pick up on the spin.
Yeah, that was diabolical right there.
Yeah, that pitch turned on him at the last freaking minute. But
so are you okay? Like, did your wife come out to tell you that you had to sleep outside because you ate a corn dog? You can't sleep in the house.
So Nate,
Right. You just gotta keep talking, Art.
So my question.
Don't teach him what to do, Nate. Let him figure it out on his own.
I haven't been watching a lot. The drop your shoulder rule, they can't do that no more, right? When running.
No.
I thought so.
No. You try to avoid all impact that's possible. Ever since that Buster Posey incident.
Oh, that was years ago.
So
that's when it came into that's why it came into effect.
In other words,
I had not been watching.
You know why he's asking you that, right, Nate? Because he was about to teach his son how to do that.
I was.
Or don't. We wouldn't have had the one to make you have to put you on one of the moments of the week because somebody that recorded you. Child runs down other kid. Two fathers get into it or whatever.
Panamanian pastor who has a podcast on health and wellness playing 5 people at once. Ladies and gentlemen, we've never seen anything like that.
Yo, you'd be surprised how many videos I see during the week of that happening with kids and the kid getting ran over and whatever. Then the parents start the arguing and the fighting. It happens a lot, and I see videos all the time throughout the week of it.
So, Art, you can't teach your son to run through people, but you got to teach him how to do a flip.
Well, what if they're in the baseline though? If they're blocking the baseline, right?
See, this is the problem when football players are teaching kids away other sport.
Exactly.
Everything is just truck.
Just run through them. If they in your way, run through them. Just knock them down. And you can't.
Got a Ludacris in the back playing "Move, Get Out the Way."
No, in all seriousness, I need to know just, so I know the rules. That's all I'm saying.
See what happened is, and if you got the right umpire, if that catcher is in his base path, he'll be awarded home. Even if he tagged him, he's going to call him safe because he impeded his path. You can't block the runner from being able to make it. Unless the ball is coming in that direction. That's the only time where it's allowed, but you still can't run him over. If anything, he's supposed to try to evade him with the tag. Now, if it's a play where the catcher's just standing on the plate and just waiting for the ball, he wouldn't give your son the ability to be able to get to the base.
Yeah, what's good, Joe? We know you don't like we appreciate that. Thank you very much.
You know who that is.
That's our favorite fan going through basketball withdrawal right now.
It's all right though, because I understand. I feel they pain. Pause. I understand, yo. Art over there eating freaking corn dogs again, yo. Disappearing off camera. What we got right here.
Chapman deals. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Man, oh man, you do not see that at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, we're not gonna watch that again.
You could have showed it twice. I mean, that was the Boston Red Sox winning 2 out of 3 against the Yankees. That was a Friday night game. Yankees did salvage 1 game out of it. Boston did take the series, and of course, as you see, that is former Yankee Aroldis Chapman closing out the game. Even though I hate seeing him in the Boston colors, for the MLB side of it, he's having a resurgence this year. He was a little bit out of weight. He was a little bit out of shape over the last few years after he left the Yankees. When, of course, he was dismissed from the team for being late and not showing up. So he was dismissed during for the playoffs. But he moved around to Kansas City, to Pittsburgh. But he's having a resurgence this year, and I'm actually glad to see it because he's one of the best closers. I ain't gonna say he's top 5, but he is one of the best closers that's been around in the modern day.
Nate, I definitely respect you because I'm not giving nobody kudos who used to be on my team, who just not, you know what I'm saying, who just beat his former team. Kudos, brother. You are definitely non-biased, and even though I'm not a Yankee fan and I like to talk my banter, to you guys and just joke around, I'm never gonna watch a Yankee highlight like that twice. No, that's not cool, man. I don't appreciate things like that. I still want New York to look good, and unfortunately, they didn't look good at that moment, But it's all right.
The Sox, they had our number this year, so
Yeah, for some reason
And it's
Yankees couldn't
Boston.
get him.
I don't care who's playing Boston. I'm not gonna like Boston.
Oh, I don't like. Oh, don't get it twisted. I wish Unc was here, but
No, we don't want it. Now I'm glad he's not here because that would have been a 20-minute tangent on why Boston is whack. He'd have went back to like the Boston Tea Party.
That would have ended with a F. Paul Pierce and got nothing to do with this whole conversation.
He got nothing to do with Paul Pierce, but he would have brought in Paul Pierce and the 69 Lakers for some strange reason. No. Shout out to Unc though, man. We appreciate you. We got right here for the next highlight.
Well, swings. He'll tag this one. There's a drive out to right. It is deep and it is gone.
Jeez.
In the blink of an eye, the Red Sox take a 1-0 lead. His sixth. Oh, that baby. As he jacks that one into the bleachers, 1-0. Sox in front.
Is that the dude, Anthony?
Yeah, that's Roman Anthony, who's led the young prospect phenomenon. You know, they gave him a nice little contract to start off the this year. They just called him up in July, and he actually hit 2 leadoff home runs against the Orioles during their series against the Boston series against Baltimore last weekend.
Jeez, so he was in the minor leagues.
Yeah, and he got called up around, I want to say around May, June. He got called up.
Okay.
Son is balling, man.
Chisholm Jr. has done it again. Chisholm drives that in the air. Deep right. It is gone. Jazz Chisholm Jr. has done it again. Home run number 25. A little small ball, a little long ball. Yeah, that reminds me of the old days of Ruben Sierra.
Shout out for the Ruben Sierra reference.
I like that bat flip. I like that bat drop though.
That bat drop was sick. Now, why he make that reference, Nate?
So back in the playoffs, back in I want to say 95, it was against Seattle, I think. Ruben Sierra had hit a home run. Ruben Sierra's got this swing, like after he hits, he kind of looks back, but then he got this little hop that comes after it, and it was one of the tense moments during the game. He hit a home run, and then Don Mattingly, the captain, longtime Yankee favorite, came up after him and hit back to back. But that's why he said it, because it reminded him of Ruben Sierra's trot whenever he hits a home run. He always got that kind of look back and he dipped back a little bit. I'm gonna find a highlight. I'm gonna send it to you on the side chat later on.
All right, cool. Well, thank you for that little bit of knowledge, because I was wondering what the reference came from.
This is a slow-mo highlight from the Cincinnati LA Dodgers game.
Ooh. Yeah, that's smooth. I ain't even going front. That was real smooth. We gotta watch that again. See, he played basketball too. That was behind the back. See, you can tell when people played other sports.
Yeah, that was yeah.
Yeah. That was
yeah.
All right, you knew exactly what it was. You see it in the body language. That was like a bit behind the back, crossover between. Yeah, I'm having basketball withdrawal, y'all. I'm missing basketball. Let me see what we got right here.
2-1.
Dang.
Grand slam for Shea Langoliers, and the A's take the lead. Six to 3, and the lights are flashing.
Langoliers delivers.
Loud and deep into the night.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Loud and deep in the night.
Yeah, by Shea Langoliers of the Athletics with a grand slam home run. Langoliers has been on the tear over the last week or two, so he's been on the tear along with Nick Kurtz for the A's. I ain't have it in my news, but I'm gonna say it now since we're talking about them. Next year, from June, I think it's June 8th to June 12th, June 13th, the A's will actually play a weekend series but they'll play about 5 games in Las Vegas. Kind of like giving a little trial run on how they'll be out in Las Vegas.
Yeah, on to the next clip.
Hey, I'm trying to give all the news I can, man.
I mean, I respect it now. You doing what you're supposed to do, Nate. You putting a non-biased news, letting it be known because that's what
I feel for that city though, man.
Exactly. It really just breaks my heart. Like the history that Oakland has, you know, saying with the Athletics, you know, the sports fans who grew up, you know, the generations who grew up watching the Golden State Warriors, watching, you know, the Oakland Raiders, watching the Oakland Athletics and stuff like that, and just to have a team just snatched away from them, like that sucks.
Because people I know they got support because I know people from San Fran was coming up to watch them.
No,
they weren't.
Nah,
they're Giants fans. Unless they lived in Oakland and they live in San Francisco now for the most part.
You're right. I'm not talking about. I'm sorry. I'm talking about for
Same thing with the 49ers. 49er fans do not.
But at least the Golden State Warriors, at least.
Yeah, for the Warriors, yeah, because that was the only basketball team in the area. So vice versa now, you got people from Oakland who will go over to San Francisco just to see the Warriors. That's the only team in the area.
That's the only team, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel for that city.
Like the jobs, the economy, all the restaurants out there, the hotels. Like, yeah, that sucks, bro. Like, that really sucks. And me, like, think about that. Like, it hurts my heart. Like that's like them taking the Mets away from Flushing. You know what I'm saying? You taking the Knicks somewhere else. It's not a good look.
And you got other cities that financially they weren't really as good either. And you think about when if they took it from a place like Cleveland, Ohio, and places like Chicago or I ain't gonna say Chicago, but you know say like, you know, Cleveland or some of them other cities in the Midwest that are kind of poor. And if they were to take those teams away, people would really be without jobs and work.
You take the teams away from Cleveland, see what happens. They're gonna blow that city up.
Be a third world state in the middle of America.
Mm-hmm.
Quick, fast, in a hurry. But yeah, man. So it just hurt that Oakland is losing a major team. You know, are they gonna be? And I'm not trying to be funny. Are there real fans in Las Vegas?
Not really. I mean,
no. Las Vegas is a tourist place.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. So what kind of money are they really? I mean, they're gonna make money because they're pro teams, but it's Vegas is not. They're not gonna make their money off the sport. I mean, maybe because of the betting.
Yeah.
And the gambling.
I'll probably say you got more.
And you know, tourists is gonna pay more for a ticket than the average fan would. So.
But then, you know, and also California being that it's, you know, where it's on the map, you'll get people from California who'll come out to Vegas for the weekend, you know, to come support their team. But it's just kind of rough though, you know, especially from Northern California. I think it's actually a little bit further down. It's maybe about 6 hours as opposed to if you live in Southern Cal. Like if you live in LA, LA or San Diego, it's about a 3 hour drive, 3 to 4 hour drive.
It's like a 2-3 hour flight though, so it's gonna be a longer drive to Vegas from LA.
Nah, I've seen people. I've even looked at it. You can get to Vegas in about 3. My pops just traveled from there from LA, from Southern Cal. He got there in about 3.5 hours. It's not that. It depends on what part of California you're coming from. Like 6 hours, 6 hours or more would be from like Northern California.
You grew up in Brooklyn. I was probably flying on the highway.
Nah, he don't drive fast like that no more. Yeah, Northern Cal is further because the drive from like say LA to Oakland is 6 hours because we did the drive and I helped them do the drive a couple years back. It's just like a 6 hour drive to Northern California.
For real?
Yeah, 6.5 hours. I thought the same thing too. It wasn't until when me and Art worked at where I actually saw how far apart L.A. and San Francisco was.
That's crazy.
Cali is huge, man. You gotta fly any state. You gotta fly from one city to the next. The state is too freaking big.
So basically, like if you wanted to take a tour, you first have to do a tour of Southern Cal. That's going to take a couple visits. Might take you a month. Might take you a year or two to see all of Southern Cal. Then you got to take some time to see Northern California.
Nah, I'm gonna tell you where I gotta go. I just gotta go to the Santa Monica Pier. I'm good. You know what I mean? Gotta hit that up. I gotta go to the basketball court where Sidney Dean and Billy Ho, you know what I'm saying, had their first one-on-one. I go to Venice Beach, gotta shoot a couple of jump shots. You know what I'm saying? We going Sizzler. We going Sizzler. And that's about it. I ain't got to see nothing else in LA. That's the only two things I need to do.
I will say I took a ride on the Charlie in San Francisco, and I was down by the wharf and all that stuff they got down there. Not the wharf, but that's thinking the DC. My bad. The waterfront area down there because I stayed out on Main Street, and it was really nice. It was really nice.
Yeah, we did. I took a boat out to Alcatraz.
Yeah, and that too.
It's only
a
mile, and people swim miles. You can swim a mile, but that water's so freaking choppy.
Mm-hmm. And I walked the Golden Gate. I walked the Golden Gate Bridge.
No, I didn't do that.
From one end to the other.
If I walk that, I'm gonna sing the theme song to Full House.
I ain't mad at you for that.
I mean, I grew up on it, man. I definitely just walk across the bridge and sing it maybe once or twice.
We all grew up.
See, y'all understand because we 80s babies, man. Like, nobody else understand that, We grew up watching Full House, the Tanners, And I gotta go out there. I gotta get I don't know why it's been in my mind forever, but I gotta go out there, drive a convertible, and listen to the Migos stir fry, whipping in the kitchen like a stir fry. I don't know why, but that's what I'm gonna do when I hit LA, yo. Let's see, and what we got right here.
58. 20 home run, swing a high drive down the left field line. He's hooking that one to the corner, and that ball is gone. Home run, Trevor Story, number 21. And the Red Sox on the board as he just nudged it fair.
Stan Bush, first pitch breaking ball.
Yeah.
How about that for Trevor Story?
And that, the 200th of his career.
That's crazy.
That's home run number 200 for Trevor Story. He's a shortstop for the Boston Red Sox. Was a long time Colorado Rocky at first before he came over to Boston. But I'll give a little spoiler. That is one of my shining stars of the week. So
yeah, you're showing a lot of love to Boston, bro. What's up with that? I'm glad Uncle's not here because he go crazy right now.
Nate, what are you doing?
Look, I ain't in New York, so I can't. So I won't be able to be a reporter for the Yankees right now. So I'm trying to get on somewhere else, maybe MLB Network or something like that.
What are you doing, Nate? Come on, man.
I thought you was a Yankee fan, bro. Like you're gonna be sitting in the back of his chair like this, and then he gonna go.
I'm a baseball fan first and foremost.
Nah, Nate. We can't be doing that. Too much love for Boston, yo. I get it. I understand, but you gotta relax. But that was a dope recap. That was a dope recap of all the games last week and everything that was going on. Thank you for displaying and showcasing those dope videos. And this week, yo, listen, you seen how I played all the videos, right? So behind the scenes, y'all, Nate yelled at me. He low-key yelled at me. He threatened to punch me in the face. He was like, yo, Jay. He was like, yo, Jay, like 2 weeks ago, you ain't play all the videos, bro. I was like, yo, my bad. Like, you had mad videos up there. It was like 35 up there, right? He was like, listen, if I put the videos up, that means Those were the 35 I selected out of the 60 that I had lined up on the clip. So if I send 30 videos or whatever amount of videos, you gotta play them all, bro. I don't know. Art, he was ready to talk about he's gonna cut me. Then he said he sits in a Cadillac like this. So that already lets me know he got a 45. You know what I'm saying? He sit that on his lap when he drive. Nate, where you go? We can't go on with the news without you.
My bad. There was one clip that I did forget. But you can add this to the news. Matter of fact, before the ones that I put up for you, I know that I'm giving you extra work, but I did want to put this video up. And I know I just couldn't find it. I realized I couldn't find it, so I did want to put this. I did want to pay homage to this player, you know, for getting recognized and getting a statue. For him getting a statue.
Was it Griffey?
Nah.
Yeah. Nah, it's King Griffey Jr. He finally got a statue.
Ain't King Griffey Jr. You gonna think it's King Griffey Jr.
Is it Daddy?
That's King Griffey Jr.
I think now that everybody that comes to the ballpark, they're always going to rub the top of your head.
It's not a happy thought for me, but I have to deal with it, right? At least it's over the helmet, so it'll be fine.
Oh, he's the best. And how cool is this? Rangers great Adrian Beltre immortalized in bronze on the Northeast Plaza of Globe Life Field. The pose is just perfect. The Hall of Famer's swing from his knees so powerful it produced home run.
We're going to be grateful for the Rangers, and it is something that I can't explain how fine I am and how happy and honored to be out there in front of the stadium.
That's dope.
So I'd like to give a shout out to Adrian Beltre, who had his statue unveiled in Texas in front of Arlington Stadium. Global Life, I should say, for the Texas Rangers, where he had his best years. He played 7 years there with the Texas Rangers. First behind, and the only one that was second behind that was the LA Dodgers, where he first started at from 98 to 04. He was with the Rangers from 2011 to 2018, where he was a 4-time All-Star during that time. He won, and then he also won 3 Gold Gloves while he was with the Rangers. He won the Silver Slug twice while he was with the Rangers, and he had his number 29 retired by them. And he was also inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame last year, in 2024, with 95.1% votes. Had a total of 477 home runs with 3,166 hits.
Okay, they loved him out there, huh?
Yep, never for a young kid out of Santo Domingo.
Nah, more power to him. I know he was living, you know what I'm saying, got the opportunity, probably took care of his family. You know what I mean? Like, they straight.
And he just enjoyed the game, and he had a lot of fun during that time. You know, guys, he was a great guy around the team. He would look like when you look at highlights of him, you think he was mad, but he was actually it was having fun. Like, even when he hit a home run, he hated when guys would touch his head. He frowned at people, and him and Elvis Andrews had this real dynamic, like big brother, little brother, that was just awesome to watch. They got YouTube clips of just them going back and forth at it for like 7-8 minutes, which is foolery.
Nah, that's dope, man. It's good to see people honoring their career for what they did, their craft and whatnot.
Why they still here?
Right.
Yeah. Giving somebody their roses while they can still smell them and appreciate it. Oh man, what happened to my boy right here, Nate?
Oh, so that's we talked about last week, Zach Wheeler, who had the blood clot situation. He did have a successful surgery, but at first Philadelphia had him on the 15-day disabled, but then smartly, I would say smartly decided to he's out for the rest of the season. You know, first and foremost, your life matters more. You know, this is the game. While you might love the game, your father, he's a parent, you know, sibling, and people out there. You know, his health means more than the league right now. So Philly decided to shut him down for the rest of the year, so he'll be out for the season.
Yeah, that's a good look, man. Great move on Philly to know to recognize rest day players and to let him go home and play with his kids.
Yeah, so something with that, because he had the surgery for which caused venous psoriatic outlet syndrome. And while they say it is serious, like it's not it's there's no threat possibly neuro wise, and as far as the neurological version of it. So we just wish him well in a healthy recovery. Maybe hopefully we'll see him beginning of the season next year when he's ready to play. But I think this is a good move for Philly. While it may on the sports side, while it may impact them, they still got Ranger Suarez out there. Tijuana, they got Tijuana out there as well. They have a few pitchers out there. I think they'll be okay still in the as far as going into the playoffs. They do lose a big veteran arm, but as always, it's the next person up.
Yeah. What's going on with my young boy right here? Who's Eric Fripp? I can't pronounce his name.
So Eric Fede was signed by the Milwaukee Brewers for the rest of the season. He was designated earlier this season by around the trade deadline about a couple of weeks ago by the St. Louis Cardinals. So he's been picked up by the Milwaukee Brewers for relief. He'll come in there and help. I think he'll be more relief. I don't think he's going to be a starter. I don't know. It depends on their rotation, but he's going to come in there for pitching for the Milwaukee Brewers as they continue to go down, get ready for this playoff stretch that's coming up. So he was signed with them as well. Also, another move. And this move I think was made mainly because of what happened to Trevor McGill, who was out for the rest of the season. That's on the next slide, Jay.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, so Trevor McGill was placed on an injured list from due to a flexor strain. So I think that's the main reason Milwaukee made that move to try to have some additional backup, as far as their relief. Of course, McGill is a former Met, since you always want to talk about former players. But
hope he does well. No, I hope he does well.
No, you don't. Stop lying.
Now, if he was hurt, I wouldn't care. But injury, I hope he gets well. I don't wish injury on nobody.
Also becoming available. And I know I can hear you now, but as from the Boston Red Sox, well, formerly now, Walker Buehler has been released by the Boston Red Sox.
I mean, he'll be all right.
Two-time World Series champion, two-time All-Star. Boston did bring him in this year to add to that pitching rotation, but he's had some struggles this year after being part of that LA Dodgers team that defeated the New York Yankees last year in the World Series. So he has been released, and I can see a team maybe picking him up. Dodgers might try to re-sign him for the playoff run. Who knows? But I don't see him not playing the rest of the year. Somebody's going to pick him up. There are teams out there that could try to use another pitcher, because he was out all of 2023, and then he signed a 1-year deal with Boston in 2024 for $8 million originally. So we'll see where Walker Buehler lands.
So, question for you: isn't the hitting a little bit better in the American League?
It is. No, I think it's balanced out a little bit more now. The American League was always said to be was harder. But now, you got to look at the players that you have in the National League. Now you got a lot of really good hitters in the National League, from Shohei Ohtani to Fernando Tatis Jr., Francisco Lindor, Pete Alonso, Wilson Contreras. You got Christian Yelich. So I think it's balanced out a little bit more now.
But you talking about dogs. I'm talking about as far as like the average player. You just named straight dogs right there. So
I mean, you can name O'Neal Cruz, Brian Hayes, Jonathan India. I think it's balanced out a little bit. And in between, well, even though India's in the American League, I think it's balanced out a little bit. Yeah, certain divisions I feel like in the American League might have overall better hitters and tougher hitters. But it's always a change when you've been in one league majority of your time and then you switch over. But Buehler's been with the Red Sox since 2003. I mean, he was with the American League before then, so I don't see where that part plays into it, What did I have up next? Oh, Marcus Semien of the Texas Rangers will be out for the season as well with a left foot fracture. So unfortunately, you know, they'll be out without one of their star players. Simeon, he has been on a downslide the last 2 years. He hasn't hit nowhere near where he was when he was in Toronto, but over this year he was batting. He had some solid numbers. He had a little bit of a comeback. He had 108 hits so far this year through 470 at bats with 15 home runs, 62 RBIs, with a batting average of 230 and an OPS of a slug of 364. So, but Texas has a lot of bats out there. Wyatt Langford, Corey Seager, Aldis Garcia. So I think they're still balanced right now. Will they make the playoff run? That's yet to be seen. You know, as right now Houston and Seattle, I think it's still gonna come down to the end with those two. But I'll talk more about that when we go over the standings. And also Xander Bogaerts went on the IL too for the San Diego Padres. Right now, it doesn't look like a season ending right at this moment, but so currently we'll keep on up to date on Xander Bogaerts' condition with the Padres and see if he'll be able to come back by at least playoff time.
Sound like these players need some milk.
I looked at everything. What's the next thing I got up next? I think is it a video up next after that?
Yep.
Yeah, I think it was Contreras walking away. Certainly continued to look back. He's saying he didn't say anything. Now he's saying all those things he said he didn't say.
Wow, Ollie's got to hold him back. Now, somebody fires a whole box of bubble gum out onto the field between the plate and first.
What would the Blue Chew do, man? Yo,
hey, dog, that wasn't Blue Chew. That wasn't Blue Chew. That was
right. That was so random. Jay, I mean, thanks for letting us know about your personal life. we can keep that. This is a family show, sir. This is a family show.
Did they say Blue Chew or something?
No, that was not Blue Chew. Don't do
that. That was gum, sir. That was all gum and candy, sir.
But what's the name of the candy? Wasn't it?
No,
there was a lot of different candies.
Don't
Jay, we understand it's Friday night. We'll wait till after the show. Save that for after the show.
Yo, you know what?
You don't even know what we talking about, Nate.
Nah, you know what it is? I'm tired, son. It's 11:50, right?
I thought you said you took a nap. I thought you said you took a nap earlier.
And I'm still old and I'm still sleepy.
This man said Blue Chew.
Yo.
Now you got an excuse. You know that's something that you would hear from a Mets fan. You know.
Oh, here we go.
I ain't take a shot. It's been an hour before I finally said something. Get out of here.
Here we go. It be your own people. But not
so.
What kind of candy was it? Obviously, I said it wrong. My bad. I messed up. But maybe we can get a
It was that cheap bubble gum, you know, with the comic strips.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Nah, it wasn't Bazooka.
Nah, it was the other one, not the knockoff joint.
I can't think of the name we're talking about, but
it was High Chew, right?
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible that's what it was.
Yeah, that's what he was, because that's what he said. That's why I made a mistake and said the other one, man. Come on, yeah, y'all know too much.
We know where your mind was at. Maybe you should have went to church this evening.
Wow, the Lord knows what's in my heart.
Yeah, he knew where else was something else was at as well.
I fellowship with the heathens. I'm trying to get to birth.
Come out from among them.
Whatever helps you sleep at night. So to cover this story in this week's crash out moment, as we had one last week of Victor Robles, on Tuesday, Wilson Contreras had a moment. He had an argument with one of the umpires. He got thrown out the game. He declined to comment about it afterwards, and so in return, and it was during the 8-3 loss from St. Louis to the Pittsburgh Pirates. In return for that, he threw a bat, which actually hit. The thing about it is when he threw that bat, he actually hit St. Louis Cardinals hitting coach Brant Brown before tossing the bubble gum onto the field. So, you know, unfortunately, a hitting coach on the same team as you got caught friendly fire, you know. So then also the manager was animated. He was thrown out as well, manager Oliver Marmol. So he will be serving a 6-game suspension for his acts from last Tuesday. This all happened in the bottom of the 7th inning during the St. Louis and Pittsburgh Pirates game. Contreras' main gripe was that he didn't understand why he was being thrown in the game. He just argued balls and strikes with the umpire, but he said he didn't specify a specific pitch, and that he didn't say anything disrespectful to the umpire. Whether but they've decided that it was still with throwing the bat and everything that came with that. The crew chief from there said that Contreras and Coach Marmol had both said vulgar things to the home plate umpire. Excuse me, the home plate umpire. So that's what caused the home plate umpire Derek Thomas, which caused the ejection. So unfortunate situation. I mean, the 6 game back, he'll be back sometime at the end of next week or beginning of the week after that. But
that's whack. So the umpire was walking down on him. You know what I mean? If the umpire's still walking down, listen, that means you won't fight it. I'm walking away, they holding me back, and you just freely walking up and still talking to me. You agitating and aggravating the situation, bro.
Now I'm gonna play advocate on that a little bit because there are times, and we've seen it throughout the season and over the years where umpires sometimes get a little ahead of themselves, and they start to make themselves feel like they get in their feelings, and they'll throw people out for something that they don't deserve to be thrown out of. So you could look at it and say, I think it's just the argument back and forth. You don't throw him out the game. Now him throwing the bat, which came afterwards. Now I can understand if he threw him out for throwing the bat afterwards, but for the argument,
well, I mean, I don't know, man. Throwing the bat though, it doesn't matter when it happens. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it hits somebody.
Right. And as it showed, it hit one of his fellow teammates.
So I would have suspended him after he threw the bat.
See,
but we
I'm
can't
really going to suspend him. I would only suspend him because he threw the candy. You wasting food, bro.
So I mean, arguing no, because I mean, look, we don't all play sports. We don't all say some things, have some stuff said to us on the field, in the field of play, in the heat of the moment. You know what I'm saying? So I think you need a little bit more leeway, especially if somebody's real passionate. You know what I'm saying? Now, if they go out and they start disrespecting your moms and all that other stuff, then yeah, you got to kick them out.
I don't think so, because we all grown men. So if you snapping jokes on me, I'm gonna snap jokes on you. You talk about my mom, I'm gonna talk about your kids.
Yeah, but that's off limits, both. It might.
No, it ain't. I mean, in life it is, but if you started, I'm gonna keep going.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I don't have arguments.
Yeah, but you've seen that though, Jay. You in your sport, Jay, you've seen that where sometimes it gets out of hand with the parents, especially when they're talking about somebody else's kid. Sometimes it gets out of hand on it.
Well, no. What I'm saying, if it's like the coach, if it was, let's say, the coach and the umpire, I'm talking about strictly adults. The coach and the umpire in major league sports. These are professionals, so I'm just saying in this context, if the player says something to the umpire shouldn't get in his feelings. Like if the player says, "Yo, that was a bad call, man. You a chump." You be like, "Well, you a chump. You can't hit. Get out of here, bro." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, listen, don't take it personal. Play the game. Keep it pushing. Stop acting real sensitive, umpires, and thinking you bigger than the game. I think a lot of times the officials think people come out to see them, and they make themselves bigger than the game instead of being a part of the game. A certain component. They want to be the ones to be seen and the ones to be famous. Again, I don't have their job, so I really don't know. I'm just assuming by what I've noticed over the years. So could be wrong because I don't do the job.
Right, but so that part, that there's nothing wrong with what was said there. You a chump, you can't hit. But when you start talking about moms and kids and even on.
All I'm saying is that if I'm the umpire and somebody call me, somebody say, "Hey, I'm fat or I'm ugly," whatever, I'm gonna keep going. If they say something about my wife, yeah, that's why your wife don't love you. I'm like, well, that's why your kid can't read or something. I don't know. We gonna go back and forth.
Ladies and gentlemen, we don't condone any kind of shaming or of any form. We hope that everybody comes and enjoys the game just for it is. There shouldn't be no arguing and yelling by any of the parents anyway in the crowd. You came to support your child, not get out there on the floor, not to get out there and act out yourself. So
the views.
Yeah, so I'll put a disclaimer out there. Again, I'm not talking about youth sports. I'm talking about between two adults who are professionals in Major League Baseball. In kid sports, there's no room for arguing. There's only room for improvement, teaching, and developing the minds of the youth, the minds of the bodies, and the spirits of the youth. All right. When you go out there, understand, root for your kid, but also root for somebody else's kid or root for the other team. Support the kids out there playing. Nobody's getting a contract. Nobody's getting no money. Again, at youth sports, it's all about the kid. That's why they say youth sports. It's not adult spectating and getting involved. Youth sports.
But even adults, there's youth watching those adults. So the adults need to learn how to carry themselves. I know emotions get involved sometimes, but you have to think about who's watching you as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hey, that's the perfect example. I'm glad you said that because, like you said, the kids are watching. How can you teach your kids coping skills, but you don't implement and practice them? Your words are powerful and they're magical. They set the precedence, but it's your actions that are really gonna dictate how your kid behaves and responds to what you say. You can't, you know what I'm saying? You can't say do one thing, and then when you're in that situation, you react and respond emotionally. But every time your kid does it, you tell them you can't respond like that.
But then you go and do it.
Exactly. You don't do the same things that you tell your children to do, man. Like they're gonna look at you like, oh, mommy just be or daddy just be talking jive, yo. My parents don't mean what they say or say what they mean.
Well, we hope we'll see Contreras back soon. The 33-year-old veteran. He's played 10 years in the league. Right now, this year, he's been batting 255 with 19 home runs, 115 hits, and 451 at bats with 73 RBIs and a slug of 448. So I know St. Louis will be looking forward to having the veteran back in a few years. So that'll be so we'll look forward to that, his return. Of course, he'll serve by a 6-game suspension as he is not appealing the suspension.
Yeah, he want to go on vacation. He want to chill.
Nah, I mean, at this point in the season, is it worth it to appeal it? Especially if you're not going to the playoffs. If you're going to the playoffs, appeal it, but don't.
So does he got to pay a fine? He got to give up some money?
I didn't see any fine. If there is one, there might be an internal one that the team will dish out, but I didn't. From the report that I saw, I didn't see any fine. Usually there is one sometimes, but there could be one that comes down for the fact that he did throw the bat. But you know what? They could let bygones be bygones because he hit somebody on his team, but that could still be something detrimental to the team. So that'll be something that the team will enforce.
The team will implement that. That's not going to be a league fine.
Oh nah. He gotta take the hitting coach out to dinner. And the family out to dinner, and you gotta throw a barbecue at the end of the season. You gotta cater a barbecue for everybody.
That's a team fine, though.
What happened?
That's a team fine.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You owe the team. You gotta pay your brothers back. You wild out, man. You hit the homie for no reason. You know what I'm saying? He ran out there and he had your back, and next you know he got hit with a bat. That's crazy. I'll tell him next time you get into an argument, you're on your own, player. I ain't catching those strays again. Hit me in the face with a bat. We fighting. I mean, messed up.
So before you play that, this is a scene, another incident between a player and a coach. I mean, and an umpire, where yes, in some instances there was some questionable calls, but as a player, you have to be you have to do better. This is one of them Philadelphia Phillies young pitchers when they was playing against the Mets, and you have to have better. Jesus Lazarus. You have to play better. You have to have more level-headed in this because the way I saw it is first when it started, Juan Soto was just playing mind games. But I will say this: the umpire was wrong for granting Soto time because the pitcher was already within his wound up and stuff before Soto called time. So you'll see it, and then we'll talk about it afterwards.
All right.
Juan Soto is a master at getting pitchers pissed off, and he's about to make Jesus Luzardo, the Jesus Lizard, erupt like a volcano. It starts with this pitch where it bounces out of Realmuto's glove, and Soto throws it between his legs to the dugout, pissing off Luzardo. You can see Luzardo's face here like, that cocky MFer.
Luzardo was not happy about Soto.
Later, as Luzardo starts the pitch, Soto calls timeout, and the umpire gives him it.
Time was granted to Soto, and Luzardo felt as though it was granted too late, and he is really hot going after the plate umpire. That's a rookie head plate umpire, Willie Traynor. And Rob Thompson's going to come out to make sure that his player is protected. It's called just a little late. And Luzardo's not happy about that.
JT, go get him. JT, go get him. Go get him, JT. Wind up.
You can't call time
after he starts
that's a
his
bad
wind
job.
up.
It's a bad job.
Luzardo's had enough of Soto and just starts firing FU fastballs, including this 100-mile-an-hour heater, which is the fastest pitch Luzardo's ever thrown in his entire career.
Foul.
He's got a lot of adrenaline right now.
And then Luzardo throws this heater at the knees. It was called a ball somehow. And Soto ends up working a walk like your kid brother who just annoys the piss out of you. Later in the game, after some close pitches that were called balls, Rob Thompson pulls Luzardo, and Luzardo absolutely loses his mind at the rookie home plate umpire, getting ejected from the game after he's done with his outing, yelling, "Wake up," at home plate umpire Willie Traynor.
In his disgust to the home plate umpire, telling him to wake up, screaming at him.
You be all right, little homie.
So shout out to the pitching ninja whose YouTube was audio behind that clip. No, go ahead, Art. Go ahead, Art.
Sorry. You can't call time in the middle of the pitcher's wind up, man. You can't do that. That's
if it's the Mets, you can.
You can't. Nah, man, you can't do that, man. I'm not even a baseball player, but come on, man. Some stuff you just gotta.
See, this is where
like you said, Nate, earlier, they're gonna award the runner the plate at home. If the catcher's blocking the plate, you gotta award that strike to the pitcher, man. You can't do that. I'm sorry.
Listen.
I mean, some stuff is just like, come on, dude. Really?
All right. When your nickname is amazing, you make the rules up as you go. If homie wanted a timeout, he gets the timeout.
Not in the middle of the windup, dude. Because you could call it.
Hey.
What if the pitcher had balked during that? You gonna call the balk on the pitcher, but the man called time.
It is what it is. It'll be what
you
it'll
think,
be.
Nate?
All right, remember the person talking to you hasn't seen a championship since '86. So
damn.
We're coming up on year 40 next year. Celebrate no ring. Come on.
See, ladies and gentlemen, when they get, I told y'all, when they get petty, right? I get pettier. They testing the limits of my pettiness tonight. I'm trying to be good. I didn't talk nothing bad about the Yankees. I didn't.
Yes, you did, man. Yes, you did.
No, because what I could have said, I didn't say. So trust me, I didn't say anything bad about the Yankees. And here they go, just keep poking the bear. But it's all right. Arthur, we know you bald, Arthur. We see that. It just shines. Listen. See, that corn dog got you acting crazy, man. You don't need to be eating corn dogs no more, brother. But it's all right, though, Nate. It's all right. I'm going to let you get away with that. 40 years, no championship.
I mean, you go ahead and exert your power. You're going to have to carry the show for the rest of it then.
See, I'm glad you knew what was I'm glad you knew what was going to happen, Nate. I'm glad you knew.
I'm a log right off.
Oh, like you do at the end of the show before I end the show? You be like, all right, God bless, good night, Nate be gone.
So the pitch now, as far as the first play with Soto, now him knocking the ball back. Players do that sometimes. I wouldn't even stress that. He was in his emotions too. The pitcher from Philly. It was a high stakes game between two teams battling for the division. But it's a rookie umpire. You know, you would hope that you want to say you want the pitchers. You know, it's a high stake game. Pitcher, you would want the pitcher to show some grace, but you know, this is a high stakes game right now. This is these games all mean something. So, you know, pitchers ain't got time to worry about you being new, or worry about you being a rookie umpire, and this might be a high situation for you. You know, right is right. So in this situation, they was wrong for granting him time after they already had locked up, and they say once you lock him in, you start your wine. You cannot grant him time at that point. Now, as far as the other situation, there were some pitches in there that should have been strikes, but then there was some balls too. But then the pitcher just started getting all emotional. As you see, he got in his feelings and he started throwing nothing but strikes. He was trying to throw as hard as he could at Soto, and that's not the proper way because now he's getting you out of your element. And you see, he ended up getting pulled from the game. So it's also a teaching lesson for the umpire for him to look at that game and see what he could have done better to manage that situation. And I'm pretty sure he's got his mentors or whatever that's already the veterans there that tell him, hey, this is what you're supposed to do. This is how you should be handling these situations.
And just to be clear, I know the umpire shouldn't have granted him timeout. I'm just a biased Mets fan, but I don't want people to think I'm delusional and just be like, oh no, he shouldn't be doing that. Listen, y'all. He shouldn't have granted the timeout, and the pitcher shouldn't have got emotional. That's all.
Yeah, because I was ready to start saying we need to add like a little thing up at the bottom whenever you start talking delusional, and then you say Jay is delusional or delusional moment time or whatever.
I feel like you trying to treat me like how Jada Kiss treats Fat Joe. I don't appreciate that.
Wow.
All right.
I ain't saying you capping on your stories because you know Joe and his feelings because he be hearing the comments, but we'll talk about that another time. But I seen him recently. Everybody said I'm capping because they had Ralph McDaniels on the show recently.
Yep, I know. And then when Fat Joe told the story about Jada Kiss on Video Music Box, and Jada was like, "Nah, no, I wasn't," and Ralph McDaniel was like, "Nah, hold up, yeah, kind of what." That's how I kind of feel like when the Mets win when they win the World Series, I feel like you guys are going to be like, my bad, Jay. My bad. And I'm going to say it's okay. It's all right.
No, I'm not. But I'm going to be happy for you, but I'm not going to say my bad.
You're going to say my bad. I'm going to catch you. I'm going to catch a sound bite where you're going to say my bad.
Nah, I'm going to give you a golf clap.
You going to give me a what?
Golf
clap. Listen, just don't give me a corn dog and I'll be all right, man. Because you're a corn dog connoisseur. That's crazy.
What we got next?
Pulling it up right here, the Frank Thomas video.
Oh yeah, so this is where we're talking about that whole. You seen the cutting of the baseball earlier, so I'm gonna let Frank speak on this. This is the Hall of Famer I was talking about speaking. Frank, along with the great Ozzie Guillen in the Chicago White Sox post game.
What's that? I do not want to hear that ever again. What? Put the ball in the air. I do not want to hear another hitter say put the ball in the air. You cut the ball in half, you finish right, the ball will get in the air. Do not say I'm trying to hit the ball in the air. You try to hit the ball in the air consistently, you're going to be hit 220 and above. I'm just telling you right now, do not try to put the ball in the air. I've heard that too much this year.
You are preaching to the Ozzie Guillen
The
choir.
days I wish Frank Thomas was sitting in this set to talk about put the ball in the air. I never hear any hitting coach, anybody saying put the ball in the air. I never see that. The ball could be in the air.
Yeah. It's called backspin. If a ball's elevated, you hit it in the middle, it backspins out the ballpark. A ball down, if you get down, cut it in half, you can elevate the baseball. Do not try to elevate it that way. A ball up, you try to elevate it, it's a big problem, especially with the velocity at 95 and above. So I hate to hear it. Please stop saying it. Cut the ball in half, finish. It will elevate, it will backspin, it will get out of the ballpark.
Jason, you had a job tomorrow. Make sure you find when I was talking about this, I'm going to punch in Judy Heater, the worst hitter in the White Sox history, maybe. And when I say that, I said, I never hear that.
Yeah.
I did it.
We are hearing them saying it.
By the way, you know how many times I say, I wish Frank was sitting next to me, can explain better what's that mean? Like go to the play, like I'm gonna hit it in there.
So if you hit, you said it a little bit. So
If
you hit the ball in the, I know I
if you're
get
trying to
that.
hit a ball in the air, Chuck, as a hitter, this is trying to elevate a baseball. That is horrible mechanics.
You're going to strike out more.
You're going to strike out more. You're going to pop up balls more.
Yep.
Your average does this. That's why so many guys in the big leagues right now hitting 250 and below because of that approach. If your ball's elevated, you stay through the baseball, it will jump out of the ballpark. The ball's middle down, you stay through the baseball, you cut it in half, the ball is out of the ballpark. Even the ball down the ground, you get down through the baseball, you cut it in half, it backspins out of the ballpark.
Why do you think they're saying this?
I have no idea where this terminology came from.
Well, I mean,
What you think? I was gonna let you go first.
it makes sense. That makes sense. Because if you catch it right, it's going out the park. Either way, I don't care if you average 2 home runs a year. If you catch it right, it's going out the park.
And see, a lot of that is based off of matter of fact, Jay, what do you think? I want to see what you think. Just from watching the video alone.
I mean, like personally, he's speaking common sense. It's logic, yo. If you hit the ball, like no matter where you swing at, because if you look at the ergonomics, like he was saying, if you hold your body ergonomics, if you try to hit up or keep it in the air, you're swinging up. It's gonna pop up, no matter which way you do it. If you hit the ball in the middle, you know what I'm saying? Like he said, cutting it. If you didn't know what he was saying about cutting it in half, just mean hitting it in the middle of the pitch. If you meet the ball right in the middle of the pitch, in the middle of the bat, no matter where you're doing it, it's automatically the trajectory of it is going to go back up the opposite direction and fly up initially. The same way. Because if you follow through, you're following through. So if you just hit in the middle, it's automatically going to pop up and fly out. And I just want to say, Arthur, yo, I got some amazing ketchup. It's Blink right now. You know what I mean? You should try ketchup. But go ahead, Nate. What were you gonna say?
So yeah, like you were saying, and he said he doesn't know where it comes from, but we all know where it comes from. Analytics. I don't like to be the analytics basher because it has its place. But when you're starting to make that to try to make that the know all end all of how you should play sports, that's where you run into a problem. And now you got a lot of players these days who are concerned with their backspin. That's all they always say. Oh, well, what was my backspin? What was this spin? Like Arthur was saying, when you're hitting the pitch, when you're first taught a lot of time, you're taught to hit the center of the baseball. That's this part right here. So if you're right, if this is the center, they're telling you to usually hit around this area. You don't want to try to hit too much in the top. It's going to go down. You're going to hit a ground ball. If you hit it below too much, you're going to get under it. So this is my, and by the way, this is my nephew's baseball from his baseball league, which is a little bit smaller than the average MLB player one. But anyway, a lot of these players nowadays are too caught up in these little extra number parts that they're trying to bring up, and that has nothing to, like he said, you got a lot of players out there batting under 250 because they're trying to launch it in the air, and that's another thing about your launch. So they're trying to keep it in the air like that, and that's not how you swing and how you hit. You know, if a lot of more players will work on their mechanics a little bit more, and I'm saying a lot of those guys that's in there, there's some good players, and they were good enough to get there further than I ever got. So I'm not knocking under them, you know, but it's just the certain mechanics that they're doing now, it's just not really good. You know, there's a lot of guys in there that if they change just a little bit, make a little tweak here and there, you'd have a lot more players at least batting closer to 300 than batting the 250 that they're batting, 250 and below that he's referring to that they're batting now.
And that's a good point. I noticed, like, when we were growing up, a lot of players had 3 or close to 300 batting averages. Now, 250 is a good batting average. But when we were growing up, 300 was almost the standard. You know what I'm saying? I seen cats with 275 batting average get cut back when I was growing up.
Right. Because the most important thing is can you get on base? That to me that matters. Can you put the ball in play?
Right. And then another thing, I'm gonna say this, and tell me if I'm wrong, Nate. I think players are swinging too freaking hard. That's why you get all these players with all these rotator cuffs and shoulder strains, and you know, lower back injuries because they trying to kill everything. Swing hard, yeah, but every single pitch they trying to kill it every single time.
Yeah, when a lot of times you don't need to do that. And I'm gonna bring up what Alex Rodriguez has said about Anthony Volpe at one point because Volpe was struggling. I mean, he was struggling bad. He was struggling at the bat and he was struggling defensively in the field. And this is maybe 2 months ago. I want to say about 2 months ago or so. He's starting to come back around now. He had a solid game today too as well. But with Volpe's speed and stuff, some guys forget. Hey, you got your speed. You should be out there you should be basically making the ball drop all throughout the field. You should be just looking at places to make it drop. See how the defense playing you? Oh, he playing me too far back. I'm gonna just loop it over the infield and use your speed. During that time, you're always on base. Your on base percentage should be ridiculous. It should be like 9 something. I want to say 8 something. I'm not throwing no high number out there, but I'm just saying. But he's too busy trying to hit home runs, and I think that's how guys go about the game nowadays. Everybody swings hard, swings for the fence. When you get to a 2-2 count, sometimes you got to tighten up when you're at bat. You got to change your approach. Some guys they like, no, we're just swinging for it all. It's like when you see pitchers, you see a lot of pitchers nowadays. It's all about the velocity and how hard they can throw. Like Frank Thomas is saying, when you got pitchers throwing averaging now, the average is 95 or better. If you was throwing 95 back in the days, that was like you was throwing inferno heat back then. Now 95 is the basic average now. Now you got to get up to Chapman and Hunter Green and them throwing 105, maybe even tipping 106 every once in a blue moon. When you doing all that extra work on your arm, like with this, some people throw like this. Some people have this. They got different type of, angles. Some people put their knuckles behind it and throw. They have one person who throws with it on their like their pinky and their rear ring finger. It's a weird way to throw the ball, but that's a lot of those who like to throw a lot of breaking balls, sinkers, things like that. But like, I'm not a baseball guru when it comes to that part, but I'm just saying as far as a lot of these players they're making the game harder than what it is. Certain complex situations, but the game is still a basic fundamental sport that is easy that you can pick up as long as you pay attention, as long as you work on your fundamentals. But they're making the game a lot harder.
Hey, they'll be all right because they keep doing them crazy slides. I'm telling you, somebody's gonna break their leg on the crazy slide.
You see, just like they say analytics with and I'm just gonna reference the other two sports just for this, like how they say, you see how they say about how the 3-pointer is a better shot to take than the 2-pointer, even if you got a 3-on-1 fast break, that's bananas. 3-on-1 fast break, my coach would have set you down in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
You'd have been cheerleading, sitting on the bench.
Or even in football, where you see the proper play is to go for a run play on the 1-yard line instead of going for a pass play on first down or whatever the case may be. Whatever the dynamics is of football and whatever, just like basketball. Now they letting analytics dictate how you're supposed to call plays.
So how soon before we see the emergence of AI analytics just straight taking over coaching responsibilities and getting rid of the coach?
Are you talking all sports or just? I don't think that'll ever happen, man.
In general,
I don't think you can do that for all sport.
I don't think you do it for any sport because, again, you take away the human aspect. And that's part of what makes coaches great. The human aspect and what makes the players great. The human aspect. I'm gonna be honest. I can't stand analytics when it comes to football. You take that 3 points. You in the red zone, 4th and 2. You take those 3 points at the beginning of the game or even toward the end. You take those 3 points, man. You take all the points that you can get. You see what I'm saying? Regardless. It's a 30-yard field goal and it's 4th and 1, but you in a 30-yard field goal, but your kicker can kick it 60 yards. Kick the freaking field goal, man. I know I got off the baseball subject, but we talk
Hail Mary. What you talking about, son? Hail Mary, come quickly.
So no, I don't think AI and analytics will ever take over sports. I really think, in all honesty, they need to get rid of the analytics because analytics have lost a lot of games.
And it's not 100% accurate because I'll take you back to the 2019 playoffs between the Washington Nationals, the World Series against the Nationals and the Astros. Analytics would have told you with Ryan Zimmerman up during that time, you should have pulled him based on his numbers. But Dave Martinez, being a former player himself, sometimes you just know, you know what? I feel like he's due. He keeps Zimmerman in the game. Zimmerman hits the go-ahead home run. Nationals hold on and go on and win the World Series.
Right. I mean, again, I'm against the analytics. I'm like you guys. I'm just wondering, I'm curious, are they going to continue to keep going? And next, we have Skynet controlling baseball, basketball, and football.
We are, because we're in that age of technology nowadays. So but that's why they're pushing for to go back to that video with the pitcher in from the Mets and the Phillies game. That's why they're big on. I personally, and I don't want to say MLB is sabotaging or purposely, but I've never seen this many mistakes before by umpires behind the plate like this. This is ridiculous. Usually it might be one or two umpires, but now it's like everybody.
You think it's
So
intentional?
I think I don't want to say intentional, but it feels like a little bit, just so they can experiment with the robot and see the robot in the major leagues for like a whole season and see how it goes.
I definitely think that it should be a tandem situation. You use AI, you know what I'm saying, but you still have the live human aspect, you know what I'm saying, for the umpire and the human umpire makes the final call, not AI. Not the machine.
Right.
But hey, who knows? Might be wrong. But
moving
along. Go ahead, Art.
You could you can use both, but again, I don't think you should take away the human aspect. I just don't, man.
Because that's what I'm saying. Keep the umpire or the referee,
because
and they have the final call.
Because sometimes players they're just having a game or they're just having a year. You see what I'm saying? So this is the beauty. This is the beauty of sports and coaching, man. Because a lot of times coaches win games on hunches. Like Nate was saying in 2019, it was a hunch to keep. It was a human hunch to keep Zimmerman in the game. And what happened? They won. You know what I'm saying? And that's what makes sports great.
They definitely Cleveland got lucky that time. But yeah, we got to close out the news. We definitely got the standings up right now. I see the Yankees are looking good.
Quick rundown. Yes, the Yankees won their 6th game in a row tonight, beating the Chicago White Sox. They've moved back into second place, behind the Toronto Blue Jays, 3 games out now. Boston did lose tonight. Detroit Tigers are still leading the Central Division with a nice little 9.5 game lead. They stumbled out of the All-Star break where they look like they've gotten back on track again. The Houston Astros and the Seattle Mariners, they're a 3-game difference with Houston being up. Houston got a few key players back. I think that's, again, I've said this at the beginning of the season, that unless Seattle falters, they're going to go down to the end of the season with that battle. In the National League East, we got the Phillies right now up 5 games. The Mets won tonight with a 19-9 victory over Miami after a heartbreaking loss yesterday to Miami. After sweeping Philly, to cut the deficit down. So Philly's up right now 5 games in that division. Milwaukee's up 7 games on the Brewers. In the National League Central, and in the National League West, the Dodgers are up 2 games. San Diego did lose tonight. Currently, the Dodgers are losing right now in the top of the 8th inning to the Arizona Diamondbacks, 3-0. So it looks like that, unless the Dodgers make a comeback as they won 4 straight, the Dodgers will still only hold a 2-game lead after tonight. Quick summary of the wild card standings currently right now. For the wild card, the top 2 spots in the American League go to the Yankees and the Boston Red Sox, with that 3rd and final spot going to the Seattle Mariners, which the 3rd spot you have to play again in. And in the National League, the Chicago Cubs hold the top spot, followed by the San Diego Padres, and then the New York Mets are in the 3rd spot. But again, right now, with the Mets battling Philly for first place, that could switch out, and where Philly will be that team with the 3rd spot, and the Mets will be in first place. It all depends on how that division goes back and forth, though. Still a lot of baseball left as we're going into the final month of the regular season, and it should be an exciting time going down the stretch.
Yo, I saw the Rockies won 38 games. Yo, I'm surprised.
Yeah, and they were shady a couple of days ago. they're gonna announce, oh, the Colorado Rockies have been eliminated from playoff contention. They've been eliminated since the beginning of the season.
That's funny.
And a sky-high fly ball to left. Should do it, and it will. For the first time since 1996, Chinese Taipei, champions of the Little League baseball world. They have won their 18th
I'll be right back.
League World Series title more than any other country, and the relief on the staff.
Shorty sent that. Who
And
they
so
playing?
They play a team from Las Vegas. Because you know what they do is they have an international tournament on one side, then they have the American one on the other. Whoever wins from each one plays for the entire championship.
Got you.
And so this is actually Chinese Taipei's 18th Little League World Series title altogether.
Oh, so they got sluggers. They got hitters.
And as they said, they're first since '96. At one point, they actually won 5 Little League World Series in a row between '77 and '81.
I wonder how many of those players from there went on to play in the major league over here.
How many? I'd have to look that up.
Yeah, I'm just acting like out of curiosity. That was dope, Nate, man. Thank you for sharing that video of the youngest in the World Series and what they got going on and stuff like that. Because we were talking about it, and you know, we always want to bring on this show, like you say, we want to bring back the essence of baseball, which is it's a kid's game. It's a game.
And also in the consolation game, I know they like to change the name because they don't like people to say the losers bracket, you know, which used to be formed. But you know, the consolation game, Fairfield, Connecticut of the USA defeated Santa Cruz, Aruba, 4-2 to win the consolation game.
Aruba, Jamaica. Ooh,
pretty much the third place team.
Pretty much. All right, so that's pretty dope. USA got second and third. We'll take that. Way to go, USA. What up, Art?
Real quick, well, I'll wait till I got a question after the Shining Stars.
No, go ahead.
Who is a player you don't want to admit that you actually like?
Me?
Is that for any sport? Are we sticking to baseball here? Or?
Baseball. My bad. Baseball.
Yeah, in all honesty, I gotta keep it 100 with you.
He gonna say Derek Jeter.
Yeah.
Playing today in today's league and playing today.
Oh, I don't care enough. I want to care. I don't care enough to have a plan. That's strictly for Nate.
Back in the days, I would have said Chipper Jones just because I hated everything about the Braves. I hated that stupid chop. I hated that. That's what made me hate the Atlanta Braves so much.
You know they stole that from Florida State, but go ahead.
I know that's what made me hate the Atlanta Braves for so long, and I felt like they were the most overrated team.
I love that. I didn't know what it was about, but I love doing it.
But you know why? I'm gonna tell you. Since you brought up the Braves, I wasn't gonna bring up the Braves, but I'm gonna say that entire freaking rotation of the '90s Braves.
Wow.
They shut everybody. They shut Barry down.
Also, they had a team, but when I look back on them, like, but you only won one World Series, and you went there 4 times, starting from like against Minnesota when they played Minnesota in the World Series, and then they played Toronto one year. They only won 1 World Series the entire time.
And that was against that
was against Cleveland. They're formerly the Cleveland Indians back in '95.
Yep.
The year after the strike.
Now, if there was one player I had to pick from that rotation, it was John Smoltz, because he was the star, and I couldn't stand that dude.
Dang,
I say I say I had more disdain for players back then than I do now. Nowadays, certain players you talk about, I just pay more attention to your numbers and your stats and see what your team does to determine how good you really are. You can still be a good player, but you wasn't one of those that took your team to that next level. But it's no hate there anymore like it used to be. Like, you know, even when I couldn't stand David Ortiz, I had to respect his hitting, you know, even though he was playing for the Red Sox. Speaking of that, I also meant to say Carlos Santana from the Cleveland Guardians has been released. He's cleared for waivers. The 39-year-old was removed from the roster due to about gambling. Don't see him necessarily playing for anybody this year with that hanging over his head, but just wanted to make that noted as well.
The gamble, man. You guys got to be cool, man.
No, if I had to pick a player today, though, it's gonna be Altuve. He's a little beast, man. He's a little beast.
Yeah, I'm still sticking with Derek Jeter.
And so, I didn't really dislike anybody back in the day except for that Atlanta Braves pitching rotation. Like I said, I'm not a Mets fan, but I wanted New York to shine, of course. You know what I'm saying? So that dude was just that rotation was crazy, man.
Yeah, you started off as a Met fan, but then you started eating corn dogs and something happened in your brain and you became a Yankee fan.
And then you know what made me hate the Braves even more? In the late 90s. When John Rocker decided he wanted to try to go ride on the 7 train. I'm not even a Mets fan, but even that made me just hate the Braves even more. That's why I'm glad we swept them in the World Series.
And
I co-sign. I agree with you on that one, Nate.
Yeah, that was it. Oh, they threw beer bottles at me. What you expect, dude? Like,
where he thought he was at? He thought it was sweet. Man, you in Queens, baby. We don't play that. We petty.
Come on,
Queens
man.
get the money.
What you like? I mean, come on, man. It's like
That's like walking in the Lions Den with a steak necklace, talking about, yo, why they trying to eat me, son? Why they trying to chase me?
It's like you going to RFK Stadium with an Emmitt Smith jersey on. What you think will happen to you?
Oh, I mean, him, he's gonna get hurt. Me, I'm untouchable. I'm just gonna walk through.
Look,
I'm lying.
He thought he was back home in Georgia.
Man, please. Okay. Rude awakening.
Definitely a rude awakening.
But no, I don't hate Altuve though. I just don't like the fact he played for the Astros. But you know,
no, it's too late. Just like you said, you could beat up Roy Jones. I mean, you could beat up Michael John White. You said you hate him.
I never said that, Mike. If you're listening, I did not say that.
You said
stop saying that.
I did not say that, my dude.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You said Michael John White is soft. He a punk. He couldn't beat up Bruce Lee. Matter of fact, you don't think he could beat anybody up, and you said you especially could knock him out.
The views that are expressed by Jay are Jay's views alone. They do not represent.
Yeah, like I was saying, Art was over there talking about he could
come on,
beat
man,
Michael
don't do that.
John White We ain't gonna put this came out there. I remember we had it on the podcast. It is documented. It was live. You was like, yeah, Michael John White ain't got nothing on me. You know what I'm saying? Spawn can't hurt me. This ain't that whatchamacallit movie he did when he was in jail. This ain't Blood and Bone. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, Art, stand on your word.
All right, moving on. We've been at this. We could be at this for hours with this. This week's shining star, this week's players of the week by Major League Baseball from last week were Kansas City Royals Vinny Pasquantino. As he had two during the week, the 7-day stretch, he had 2 home runs. He's going 7-26 with 7 RBIs with a 242 batting average. And then we have Ranger Suarez from the Philadelphia Phillies in the National League with a victory. In his game, he had 7 innings. He pitched 7 innings and 11 strikeouts for the Phillies. So that is Major League Baseball players of the week. For shining stars this week for myself, we go with Geraldo Perdomo, shortstop of the Arizona Diamondbacks. He also plays second and third base as well. He's currently this season with 493 at bats. He's batting 140. He's at 143 hits, 15 home runs, batting 290 with 87 RBIs, 23 stolen bases with an OPS of 843. Perdomo was born on October 22nd, 1999. He is 25 years old. Born out of Santo Domingo.
What day you said he was born?
October 22nd. October 22nd.
October 22nd.
Yeah.
Geraldo, right here.
Go ahead and tell the people.
Wait, Geraldo, right here. My man, right here. Geraldo, October 22nd.
Go ahead and tell the people, Jay. You know he over here drawing it out. Go ahead and tell the people who birthday it is.
That's my birthday.
Exactly.
That's what's up. That's what's up, big dog. You know what I'm saying? That's you. It's a wonderful honor for you to be born on my day. You're privileged. You're special. Well, go ahead, Nate.
He was born October 22nd, 1999, from Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. He played in the Dominican Summer League and made his professional debut back in 2017. He made his debut for the Arizona Diamondbacks on April 3rd, 2021, and he's been with the Diamondbacks since. He was an All-Star in 2023, representing the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yeah, I might have to get his jersey, yo, since we was born on the same birthday, yo. That's kind of dope. I got a new favorite player.
His number is 2, by the way.
All right. I mean,
which probably means Derek Jeter was his favorite player.
Or he was born on the 22nd. He was born on the 22nd. And he couldn't get number 22, so he had to settle for 2. Come on, Nate. Don't do that.
Next up, we have Trevor Story of the Boston Red Sox, 10-year veteran in the league. He currently is through 505 at bats. He has 130 hits, 22 home runs, batting 257 with 84 RBIs. He also has 23 stolen bases with an OPS of 735. Excuse me. Trevor Story, he was born November 15th, 1992 in Irving, Texas. He went to Irving High School out in Irving, Texas. He played for the Tigers baseball team out there at your shortstop and was a pitcher as well. He was able to pitch up to 96 miles an hour with his fastball, which was his best pitch. He also played football for the team as a quarterback, but he stopped playing football in his sophomore year so he could focus more on baseball. And then he committed to attend to Louisiana State University on a baseball scholarship. He made his debut with the Colorado Rockies April 4th of 2016. Where he was a 2-time All-Star in 2018 and 19, 2-time Silver Slug Award winner in 2018 and 19, and in 2020, he was the National League stolen base leader. He's been with the Boston Red Sox since 2022. And the year that he stole, he led the league in stolen bases. That was in 2020 with the National League with 15 stolen bases. But it doesn't seem like a lot, but yeah, 15 that year.
Jesus. Even though son is only 32, he look wild old, yo. One of them little young old players, yo.
Beard, man. You got that lumberjack beard going on.
Wow, yo, that's disrespectful, son. You got the lumberjack beard going. How you gonna talk about somebody's beard, Art? Yeah, that's foul, it be your own people. Beard gang got. You know what? I wouldn't expect anything less from a person who eats corn dogs on a Friday night after church. I hope you go to the altar and pray on Sunday. That's crazy. That's crazy.
So I know what's up next. Cause Jay gonna be like, he gonna wait till he 158. Like, yo, he gonna send a message. Yo, we're trying to wrap the show up. But he said he talking about corn dogs all night.
Yo, because who eats corn dogs and you over 40? Son, that's crazy. You don't do that. You know your digestive system is not built for corn dogs. Corn dogs, Takis, there's certain things on the list you just don't eat, bro. Like, wow.
So for games of the week, this weekend to look out for going into the holiday weekend, for those who celebrate the holiday, We got the games I think that you could look at: the Milwaukee Brewers against the Toronto Blue Jays, two division leaders. Of course, the Brewers lead the Central Division, and the Blue Jays lead the National League East. Two young teams who got hopes of making an impact in the playoffs. That's one of the games to look out for. The Atlanta National League East Division rivals, the Atlanta Braves against the Philadelphia Phillies. Even though the Braves are out of playoff contention, they seem to be playing spoiler right now. So Philly's looking to bounce back after being swept by the Mets. You also have the Detroit American League Central Division rivals, the Kansas City Royals going up against the Detroit Tigers. They'll be hosting the Tigers this weekend, which they started already. They're looking to close the gap on that division deficit, whereas they're down currently right now 9.5 games. Those are the main games to look out to me this week that I will watch the most out of all the games. Then starting next week, which beginning the week, games to look out for. One to me, I think this is my favorite game for next week will be the New York Mets going to Detroit to play the Detroit Tigers. I think that's going to be a really good series. Two teams with a lot of firepower, good pitching on their team. That should be a very good series coming up. Also, we got the Atlanta Braves going up against the Chicago Cubs. Like I said, with the Braves, they have the playoff contention. They got a couple of their players back, and they started off a little bit slow, but they're playing well in the second half of the season. The Toronto Blue Jays play against the Cincinnati Reds, so it's another young team. The Blue Jays are going up against which is the Reds, who are looking to try to secure that final wild card spot as we get down to the end of the we're winding down to the end of the season. And of course, a big game that's going to go on out in the Texas area. The New York Yankees visit the Houston Astros for a 3-game series. Starting off with Max Fried going up against Framber Valdez for the first game, because the Yankees will actually have Monday off, so they won't be playing this Monday. So so they'll be playing. So their series will start on Tuesday. So those are your games of the week. Those are the games for the next week. So to look out for. Catch a game.
Off, huh?
I
said they're taking a holiday off, man.
I mean, they got a lot of games. They got a lot of games for the last 2 weeks or so that they're playing a lot of games, and they don't return back home until the following week.
Oh, okay. All right. So Nate, I noticed you have oh, never mind.
So it should be throwback. It should be the throwback video of the week, highlight clip of the week, and then it'll be the tutorial video.
Yes, you're absolutely right. I thought that I almost made a mistake.
Right-hand batter, pretty good power. Here's a pitch, line shot. Oh, Ozzie Smith! What a play, barehanded up to first. He's got.
Oh, I gotta watch that again. That was quick.
Right-hand batter, pretty good power. Here's a pitch, line shot. Oh, Ozzie Smith! What a play, barehanded up to first. He's got.
Listen, he hurt his ribs on that one.
So Ozzie Smith was actually one of my first favorite players when I first started watching baseball. As you see in that play, you thought he caught it with the glove, but I guess the ball made a different trajectory, so he reached his hand out, caught it barehanded, and still made the play to first base. He was one of my first players that I first became a fan of, in which I started. And the funny thing is, even though he was one of my first favorite players, shortstop was not my first designated position I want to play. Second base became the position I love to play most. But that's Ozzie Smith, of course, one of the great, played with the Padres, but also famous, playing for the St. Louis Cardinals, known as the Wizard. Would always come out, he'd do the cartwheel and backflip whenever he came out to play the field. One of the true greats that played in the league, that played out in the league. So that's our throwback video of the week.
Thank you, Nate. I had to put our brother on the big screen.
Yeah, he been done.
That's what happens when you eat corn dogs, past 40. You don't eat corn dogs past 40.
He's in mode now.
Look, that's the only thing that woke him up.
I was awake.
No, you wasn't.
Yes, I was.
Who said corn dog?
Yo, you heard it right. I said corn dog. Wait. Who got one? Nah, now we got the next tutorial video in case you want to learn a little bit, what I'm saying, get better with the game, or you got a young student athlete that's out there that's playing. Here goes some tips that might help him help him or her become a little bit better.
And a quick backstory. So this is from Coach Todd, and this is actually a video where Hall of Famer Tony Gwynn came and spoke to the youth there. So this is a video from a couple years back. I don't remember what year it was, but this is from a couple years back from Tony Gwynn, one of their all-time greats.
Balance. You gotta have balance. Okay. When I say balance, is when you load. If your weight gets over your front leg, you're out. Okay. If your front hip opens up, you're out. Okay. So when you get in a balanced position, it's balance in the sense that now I'm not gonna let my body get ahead of me. I'm gonna keep my body in the center. You look at any good hitter. When he loads, the weight stays right here. Okay, when you get out over that front leg, oh my God. Okay, that's number one. The second one I think is going to surprise you, especially you guys who haven't heard this before. But the second one is once you get to that balanced position, you swing the knife, not the barrel. Okay, and I'm going to demonstrate why I say that, because a lot of you guys think that in order to be a good hitter, you've got to control the barrel head. You got to throw the barrel head out there. And what happens when you do that is the bat starts out in the zone and then you cut it off. Okay, but if you swing the knob of the bat, the barrel will fall. Understand what I'm saying? You guys understand what I'm saying? Okay, if you swing the knob of the bat, the barrel is going to come in right behind you. Those two things you have to do every time you get up to the plate. But if you don't, you'll make out. Okay, and that's it. It's that simple. Two things that you got to do is, number one, you got to have balance.
So, Nate, two things you got to do. You got to have balance, right? You got to have balance, and you got to swing for the doorknob. You know what I'm saying?
Most importantly, you got to have balance.
Yo, Arthur, what you got in your canteen?
I got fluids.
I hope so. That's what you put in cups. You put a fluid in the cup.
I got a fluid.
Okay. now he on his Zen master stuff. I drink fluids. My body's a temple. Eating 15 corn dogs all show. But no, well, being that you are a baseball player, right? What would you add on? Is there something that you would add on to that, Nate, though, as far as a third thing that you want to pay attention to or be good at?
Well, yeah, keep your eye on the ball and see where the ball is going, and keep your eye on the baseball for one, and see and watch that release point. Like he was saying, like, if you come out and you're trying to control the barrel, it's almost like you're just doing a chop. So, a lot of people get the wrong mechanics when it comes to that. Like, and especially like people think if they lean forward when they hit, that's going to make them hit it harder. That's actually not the way. You're decreasing your power when you're swinging like that as well. So
now, in my mind, I know he says balance, right? But I would think you would kind of want to lean a little bit, like have maybe a 80, 80%, 80-20, I guess, ratio of power, left leg or back leg to front leg. So then as the pitch comes, you lean, come into it and you're projecting it forward. Now you're shifting the momentum forward.
No, their leaning takes away from your hitting, and it takes away some of your power. See, that's why I get what you're saying, that some people do that and it works for them, but you want to stay back. That's why, because all the power comes from your legs.
Right.
You can be cock diesel all you want up here, but all the power comes from your legs and staying back, and when you stay back on it and you just drive,
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like you lean on your, like for me, I guess I'm a righty, so I would lean back on my right leg since that's my back leg. As the pitch coming, shift of the weight, turn the hips.
You stay right where you at, and you just swing.
Okay, so it's like a golf swing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Golf.
Yeah, golfing and baseball pretty much are the same.
Okay.
Just one where golf is more down, you're downward, and then you're bringing it back up. but it's still the same thing about keeping your stance. Keeping your stance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, Art.
So he said, don't focus on the barrel of the bat. But when you look at a cat like Sheffield used to always, and he was doing that with you said him, and he was a pretty good.
But you're looking at all the theatrics, you know. But when he swings, it's still going to be a level swing, and he's going to still have that balance to it. All that other extra stuff, you know, that's just the theatrical things that they get used to. I mean, Sheffield explained it, and I seen it a couple of weeks ago. He explained how he first started doing that. His son does it. His son does it now too, but that doesn't change how when you actually you're going into your swing. You know, and once you get more advanced over the years, you know, batters change the way they do their swing. But Tony Gwynn is trying to show you basically the fundamentals when you're first starting out. You know, everybody can't come out trying to swing like Barry or Gary Sheffield imitating. Everybody's going to imitate what they see on TV, but you need to make sure they stick to the fundamentals first. And once you get it down, now when you get years later on, you can add little things to it. But when you first starting out, it's just the basics. Stay balanced, stay back, you know, drive it, you know, drive it. Don't worry about the barrel of it, like you said. And you shouldn't have no problem hitting. As you see what type of hitter he was one of the greatest hitters that ever lived. As far as contact hitters, you know, without hitting a ton of home runs, he was a great contact hitter. Stayed batting for high averages, almost near 400 on a regular basis.
Yeah, he was probably, as far as contact, him and Pete Rose are probably the best.
So, and that's what it's all about, is getting on base. You know.
And my man Pete Rose is not in the Hall of Fame. Then my man Dirty.
I think they let him in.
Well, there's consideration for it now. You know, he's already in the Cincinnati Hall of Fame, but it's consideration now for him possibly going forward to make the Hall of Fame. Now they've lifted the ban, you know.
He should have been in the Hall of Fame. No,
should have been in. Yeah.
But yo, you know, Nate be making fun of me how I be ending the show, man. Whatever. It's that time right now, yo. You know what I'm saying? We've been on here for about 2 hours, man. We had a wonderful, eventful show. Again, y'all, everything we say here is all jokes and comedy and stuff like that. Just because we may laugh and crack jokes on each other and stuff doesn't mean you guys can do it. This is a select crew, a select few. We don't take none of this stuff personal, man. This is all comedy, yo. Arthur knows I'm just busting his chops paws about the corn dog because they make fun of me about drinking my Mountain Dew, yo. So, you know, it's good for me to get my payback. And even though Nate just be hating on the Mets, it is what it is. But before we get up out of here, though, you know what I'm saying, Nate, you get to close the show because this is your platform, your program. All right, you got anything for the people?
You know, never changes. Seek God first, everything else will follow.
Hey, that's what's up. I guess for me, 80% of success is showing up to play. So just be ready, show up, and you're gonna get things busy and done with, man, and achieve your goals. Nate, what you got for the people, yo?
All of my players out there, keep practicing. There's always something to improve on, always something to work on. And quitting is the easy part. The real challenge is being able to fight through those adversities and continue on. You know, it's easy to just quit. So keep fighting, never give up. You know, never give up. You know, kind of quoting John Cena a little bit. I don't want him trying to come sue me, but you know, never give up. One of the best slogans that can be out there.
Hey, man, you heard the words, son. Listen, Art told you put God first. I told you just to show up, so this way you can give yourself a chance, you know what I'm saying, to be in the race. And Nate is telling you don't give up, man. So that's the word for the night. We appreciate everybody who tapped in and tuned in, yo. Make sure you hit that notification bell, like, comment, subscribe. Once again, love is love. On behalf of the whole Virtual Man Cave, I just want to say thanks. We're going to see y'all tomorrow, 10:30. Get the whole crew, and we up out of here, yo. Peace.
Peace.
Don't